How dare you forget something as important as a wedding cake on our own wedding? You are too nonchalant and careless. Rubbish!
Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I have a very interesting story to share with you today. It's about love, weddings, and a shocking twist that no one saw coming. Meet Ify and Chuka, a young couple about to embark on their married life. But as we all know, weddings can sometimes bring out the best and the worst in people. So, grab your popcorn and settle in because you won't want to miss this roller coaster ride of emotions. Ify, a young, beautiful Nigerian lady in her late 20s, was seated in her balcony having a fun time with her friends. And of course, you all know that feelings that comes with a wedding preparations of a young bride-to-be. Those exciting moments when you remember you are about to become a Mrs. Somebody. Well, that was how Ify was feeling on her wedding eve as she is seated with her closest friends, Nkem and Ada. Ah, girls, can you believe it? Tomorrow is my wedding day. I am so excited. Ada smiled and replied, "You are going to look stunning, Ify." Nkem teased her, saying, "Just don't forget to remind Chuka to behave, okay?" Ify smiled back, though nervously. "I know, he has a bit of a temper. I just hope he doesn't lose it tomorrow." Guys, before I proceed, here is a quick one on how the two lovers met each other. Ify and Chuka had been together for 3 good years. They met at university, where their love blossomed over shared classes and late-night study sessions. But as time passed, Ify noticed Chuka had a quick temper. He often snapped over little things, and while he'd apologize afterwards, the fear lingered in Ify's heart. "I love him, but sometimes I wonder if I am marrying the right person," Ify often thought to herself. Ify knew deep down that Chuka could be controlling. Their love story had its sweet moments, but shadows of doubt loomed over her, especially as the wedding day approached. The big day had finally arrived. Guests were all seated, and the ceremony is ongoing. The celebrant has exchanged their marital vows, and everyone is filled with joy. Ify, beaming with joy and smiling all through, whispered to her husband, Chuka, "I can't believe we are finally married, Chuka." Chuka chuckled excitedly. "Yes, my love. Thank you for being my wife." When it was time for cutting cake, the cake was nowhere to be found. The caterer that baked the wedding cake haven't arrived yet, and Ify also forgot to remind her. Chuka, looking around, worried. "Where is the cake? Ify, did you remind the cake person?" At this point, Ify had started panicking. She knew exactly how hot-tempered Chuka can be, and she wasn't sure what his next action would be. "Oh no! I completely forgot," she said, fidgeting. Chuka's face turned red with anger, and he shouted, "How could you forget something as important as a cake on our wedding day?" Ify then became defensive. "I was busy with everything else, Chuka. It skipped my mind. Besides, why didn't you remind me too? Or didn't we plan all this together?" At this point, all the guests had turned their gaze at them, looking totally shocked. Chuka, now raising his voice the more, screamed at her. You think this is a joke? Everyone is here waiting and you didn't do your part? I can't believe you are yelling at me. It's not my fault, Ify said out of frustration. Not your fault? You had one job, Ify. One job. Chuka steps closer, his eyes blazing. I am trying my best here. This day is stressful for me too, Ify replied with tears in her eyes. In a fit of rage, Chuka slapped Ify hard across the face. You know, that kind of resounding slap that will shut you down for a while and you will only be seeing tiny stars. That was the kind of slap Chuka gave Ify in the presence of all the guests. Everyone screamed at him. As if that wasn't enough, he raised his hands again to give her a second round of hot slap before some of the guests rushed out to stop him. And just like that, the joyous celebration turned into chaos. Ify, shocked and embarrassed, with tears in her eyes, cried out, "You slapped me? On our wedding day?" Chuka, who was now breathing heavily, responded, "Maybe you need to be reminded of your responsibilities." Responsibilities? You think violence is the answer? How dare you? The crowd gasped and whispered, filled the air. Chuka, now realizing his mistakes, yet sounding defensively, shuddered. I was just frustrated. Frustrated? Ify said amidst tears. You think that gives you the right to hit me? No way. She grabbed the wedding certificate from the table, her hands shaking, and tore it into shreds. I am done. She screamed and bounced out. Guests gasped even louder as she storms out. Chuka, now stammering, "Wait, you can't just live like this." Ify shouted back, "I won't stay a moment with a man who thinks it's okay to hit a woman." She walks away, leaving Chuka stunned and speechless. Wonders, they said, never ends. Poor Chuka thought he could control her, but Ify, she's not one to be pushed around. Back to her father's house, Ify was seated at their local balcony, surrounded and strongly supported by her family and friends. "You did the right thing, my child. No one should treat you like that," her mother said. "I won't let anyone, not even my husband, disrespect me." Later that day, Chuka, sitting alone in his house, was filled with regrets. What have I done? I lost her over a cake? What was I thinking? Gosh! I humiliated her in the worst way ever. I have to go beg her to forgive me. I hope she finds a way to forgive me. He takes a deep breath and decided to go to Ify's home. Meanwhile, at home, Ify is seated with her friends laughing when there's a knock at the door. Who could that be? Ify asks as she opens the door to find Chuka standing there, looking remorseful. Ify, please, can we talk? What do you want, Chuka? Ify replied coldly. I am so sorry for what I did. I lost my temper and I shouldn't have slapped you. I promise I will change. Ify, crossing her arms. Change? You think you can just promise to be better and everything will be okay? Chuka was now very desperate. I mean it. I will do anything. Just give me another chance. Chuka, you are an adult. You have your whole life to work on your temper. If you haven't done it by now, what makes you think you will? Chuka's voice began trembling. Please, Ify, I can't lose you. I love you. Love isn't enough if you can't respect me. I am done, Chuka. But I can change. Just give me a chance, he said and started crying. It's not just about one chance, Chuka. It's about your character. I can't go back to that life. If he steps back, closing the door gently, and just like that, if he found her strength and a new passion. And so, dear viewers, the moral of the story is clear. Respect and communication are the foundations of any healthy relationship. Love alone cannot sustain a partnership if there is no mutual respect. If someone shows you they cannot control their temper, it is essential to take that seriously. If he chose to prioritize her well-being and self-respect, in doing so, she set an example of strength and courage. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you had to stand up for yourself? How did you handle it? What do you think Ify should do next? Should she consider giving Chuka another chance, or is it better to move on? In your opinion, how important is it to address anger issues in a relationship before tying the knots? Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more engaging stories. See you in my next video. Bye-bye.